Welcome to the Prospect Warehouse podcast. Today, you've got me, Tim Kanak, your host at Fantasy Ace Ball on the X, and we have good old John Anderson at John PGH on the X because John loves terrible farm systems. His favorite thing to do is to go so deep into players that he's never heard of, he's never going to care about. Even in the 30-team league, he's going to avoid like the plague. Because the San Diego Padres have the worst system in all of baseball. They are pretty easily, John, number 30 when it comes to farm systems.
But they don't care. That's what you've taught me. This isn't their game anyway.
They care because this is what they do, is that they draft guys, the guys perform well in low A, and then they trade them before they even get to like double or triple A. And so they just trade all they'll draft guys, they pop a little at A-ball, and then they trade them off of that value. And so nobody in their system basically ever gets to double A or triple A. They're just all toiling in low A or high A, and then they get traded before they can actually become like a high-tier prospect.
Yeah. So they're not bothered by being lowly ranked. And although it's one thing when you have like a solid core of veterans in your major league team, and another when you kind of in sell mode. Like it could be pretty ugly for the Padres coming up, right? I mean, Cease is gone, King's a free agent. They've talked for a while about other trades and stuff. It's basically like Machado, Tatis, and Merrill, and not really any reinforcements in the minors.
Yeah, I think Preller's just going to do his thing. He's just going to flip guys around until he finds something he likes, and they'll be interesting because he's pretty good at trades, I would say. Even though he's just very, very active. And one of the things, give Preller a lot of credit here. He's a really good scout. Like some of the names on this list are actually a lot better than I thought when I looked into them. But they're probably just never going to debut with the Padres. They'll get traded to some other team, and who knows?
All right,
it's just the thing.
Before we go, we have a listener question. I opened up the mailbag. Shout out to the YouTube and the video views. We actually are on my team previews, the major league stuff. I know that people aren't really in major league. Nobody really cares about redraft stuff right now, so I'm at a disadvantage. But I really don't think people are watching my podcast for the team previews, although those are restricted to paid subs anyway. But it looks like people are. I'm not saying we got thousands or hundreds and all kinds of stuff, but we're doing pretty well. People are watching, enjoying it. Tim's putting on a good show. I guess the consistency is the key. That it's just hitting. We're not stopping. We're getting through it. But Don asked, let me slap up a banner here. Check that out. I couldn't fit his whole question into the banner, but Don says, "What's up, boys? Still trying to feel my way around the warehouse here. That is an issue, right? There's just a million things, and it's hard to figure out where everything is. But too much more than too little." Been tuning into the YouTube show. Sometimes Tim talks about the FYPD, first year player draft list. Is that shared anywhere as warehouse members? So the answer, Don, is no, not yet. But Tim will give us a quick update on the horizon of things coming.
Yes, it will be. So right now I'm doing write-ups for my top 150 prospects for the preseason, off-season, whatever you want to call it. And I am through 52 or something right now. So once I get through the top 150 write-ups, John's making a little app or page special just for these, basically for these prospects. And then from that point, because while I'm doing these write-ups, I end up swapping guys around where I'll be doing the write-up and I'll be like, you know what? I actually like this guy a little bit more than this guy. And so I'm still moving players around. So I do have a FYPD ranking, but because my top 150, I'm still shuffling guys around. While I'm doing the write-ups, I'm going to wait until I'm done with the top 150 write-ups to release that so that I'm giving you my actual accurate FYPD instead of just throwing one out there that's not fully complete.
What's the ETA? Because people probably have drafts this December, right?
I would expect that I should have everything done 100% before Christmas, hopefully within the next couple of weeks here. So maybe give me 2 weeks, maybe. Then we'll have those write-ups out, FYPD rankings out. I'll start sending prospect rankings out for positions too. So we'll do like positional top 10s or whatever at each position, from
Okay.
catcher to first or whatever. So all that stuff's going to be coming out, and it will all be on MLB Data Warehouse.
How about a Christmas morning live stream? Me and you like tell our kids to wait, and we'll do a podcast.
Yeah, wait on the presents. You have to be in the background. That face is in the background.
Yeah, listen to this podcast first, kids.
Yeah.
Separately, Tim does everything very old school. He and I this all kind of really started. The agreement was more or less, I will code his F scores, and he'll do hundreds of hours of the stuff he's usually doing. He's not doing anything more than usual, but yeah, you've given me this massive Word document with all your stuff, and it's like, thank God for ChatGPT and Grok and stuff, because there's going to be a lot of cutting and pasting everything into an Excel sheet that I could actually like code with, because Tim's very old school. He's just slapping everything into a Word doc. I mean, not that that's old school. It's the only way to do it, but it looks a little daunting for me to get it in a format that we can actually make a good app out of, but I think it's very doable. And yeah, hopefully we can have a pretty good looking web app. I continue to add stuff onto that for paid subs. I added a little ADP thing last night, just kind of messing around. So that's it. A lot of stuff coming in December, and then really like we kind of have to have the prospect business kind of wrapped up in late January or something. That's kind of
we're going to keep going with it.
I know, but this kind of like getting you ready for 2026 drafts.
Yeah, you'll have everything you need for drafts by that point. We'll be doing like content throughout the whole off season when I like going through positions and stuff like that. Basically, I already sent John and Doc our entire podcast schedule for all the way up through like March. So we have a plan. There's a plan in place.
Tim's a freaking manager. He like, you can't, I wouldn't want you to work for me, because I can tell you couldn't really listen to anyone else. You have your ideas and you like to plan it and execute it. And that works fine if you're good at it, which you seem to be. So some people are managers, some people are leaders. I'm guessing you've gotten into fights with people though in the past.
That's why I own 7 businesses, and right. I'll tell you, like my first business was basically a hostile takeover, where I came in as an employee and then told the boss, go home and let me make you money because you're getting in my way. And then I ended up, 10xing the business and then bought it from him, because again, that's basically what happened.
You're good at what you're doing. That works. That approach works. And people, they probably hate you at first, but then they realize like, okay, that was good. But if you're bad at it, then it's a disaster. Shout out to something completely different. It's 9:30 in the morning. Shout out to cold brew coffee. This isn't like Jack and Coke, unfortunately.
No,
I have a slight dependency on alcohol, but not that bad. Shout out to this
straight black coffee. Like
yeah, no sugar.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
This thing right here, you can plug it into your computer, and it is totally undetectable, and it will wiggle your mouse 1 pixel every 5 seconds. So this podcast is brought to you by, I don't even know what it's called. I got it on Amazon for $7, and it is wiggling my cursor on my work computer to keep me green on Microsoft Teams, so it doesn't look like I'm slacking off right now. And if my employer is listening, of course I will make up the work. This will be my lunch break, and you won't miss on anything, so don't be mad. But the beauty of this little thing that wiggles your mouse 1 pixel every 5 seconds, it's awesome. So let's talk about
love it. Yeah, let's get to the Padres. The Padres, number 20 is Eric Yost. Eric Yost, you want to bring up the F scores? Not great. 9.8 K minus walk on the year. 4.04 JA ERA. So not terrible, I guess. JA ERA compared to the K minus walk. He's got an 85 stuff grade, 98 control, 100 FERA. But the dude pitches innings. So, he pitched 124 innings, and he was in Double-A, and the Padres have like no pitching. So maybe he's an innings eater who comes up and is terrible. But like, I guess he could be a major leaguer. So that's something. But he throws a fastball in the low 90s, and he's got a sweeper, a curve, a changeup. So kind of a standard-ish arsenal for nowadays, I guess. But swinging strike rates are 10.5, so nothing crazy. Definitely below average pitcher here, but at least he throws innings.
My question would be, is this Ned Yost's son?
There's a lot of Yost. There's a Jordan Yost now too that we talked about last pod with the Tigers.
Doesn't look like it. What's this guy?
Not related. If he was related, you would be way more intrigued.
Yeah, well, Yost, that's weird. Yost is not a familiar name, so you're kind of surprised. Okay, that's
All right, number 19, because this system ain't great. We've got Joan De La Cruz.
Joan of the Cross.
Yeah,
Remember?
Joan JH, like Jahoon. Yeah, DSL guy hit 259, 477 OBP though, John. 360 slug. So the dude at least knows how to take a walk and get on base. 23% walk rate in the DSL. 1 home run, 11 steals. Basically no power here. 3.3 home run to fly ball rate and 101 ISO. And that's in the DSL where like they're in the mountains and the ball should be flying. So this guy is a guy who can walk and he can steal bags. So if you pull up his F score, he won't have F scores. He's a DSL. But yeah, basically he can walk and he can steal bags. And this is the Padres system. So Joan De La Cruz is here.
I wonder what teams think about low like walk rates in the low levels. I wonder if they even care or if they're like impressed or anything.
I mean, it's better than having a guy who strikes out 30% of the time with a 20% swing strike.
It would just be so easy to walk a lot. Like if you just don't swing, it's just something you could do. So
I mean, maybe that's what he does. He just doesn't swing and then he just tries to steal bags, get on base and steal bags.
The most impressive are the guys that also like hit a ton of homers while taking a bunch of walks or something. That's not him. So let's keep going. This guy, Rosman Verdugo.
This guy's kind of interesting.
The first util I've seen. He doesn't have a position.
Yeah, he plays second, third, shortstop. Rosman Verdugo, 20 years old last year at high A the whole season. So pull him up. I want to see what his H to level WRC.
Right. Speaking of Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, man, this is the first one I would like you to sing my praises here. I know you've used them on the last couple of shows, but I haven't been on, so go ahead.
Yes, so Rosman Verdugo, we pulled up his page. If you look across the F scores, you might be like, meh, 104 power, 96 hit, 97 discipline, 95 speed. But when you see that he's spent as a 20-year-old the whole season at high A, the average high A player is like 22 and a half years old or something like that. So that adjusted his WRC plus from a 104 to a 145 because he's so much younger than the average player at the level. So our age-adjusted WRC plus, which you can see on MLB Data Warehouse next to the F scores, is 145.
Did you talk about what that is?
Basically what we're doing is we're giving a bonus to players that are younger for the level, and then we subtract out from players that are older for the level. So there was an article done a while back on Fangraphs, and we kind of adjusted it a little bit to be a little less extreme than what the article suggested in regards to WRC plus. But basically, I think it's a 15 WRC plus. So what we're doing is we're taking the average age for every player at that level, and we take our player's age, we divide it out, and then that's going to provide or subtract it out. So it's going to give us how many years young or how many years old this guy is compared to the average at the level. And then they get a WRC plus bump based upon age under or age above.
Here it is, dude. The code.
Yep.
Dang.
Look at that. Now anyone can steal it if you pause the screen.
You don't have the data that I have. But yeah, there's a recency map. Shout out to me that it adjusts for recency stuff. So you get more credit for more recent stuff. And then we dropped it because the 50-point thing was insane. You were adding like
25 is what they said.
Yeah, 25. But if some guys were two and a half years under, and it was adding like, you went from a schlub to a stud with that adjustment alone. So, that's good to have. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad you don't have that hanging over my head anymore. But
you've done everything I've asked. I have nothing else that I could ask for at this point in time. So that means now you're going to get a mailbag of a bunch of people asking for you to add crap to the tableaus. So anyway, Rosman Verdugo is interesting only because of his age to level and because there's a little bit of power here. And he plays 3 positions, so that's kind of interesting in itself because he moves around the diamond.
Cool.
We move to the next guy. Next is catcher Ty Harvey, number 17 on the list. So Ty Harvey, bringing him up right here. A-ball, again, terrible batting average here. This guy don't look at the stats. Hide from the stats. This guy, the reason he's on this list is all because of pedigree. They paid him $1.5 million. He was just drafted in 2025. And this is one of the higher signing bonuses for a high school kid in the 5th round. Like this normal 5th round, his slot should have been like 700 grand or 800 grand or something like that. And they gave him 1.5 million. And AJ Preller, basically, I'm just like, AJ Preller is a really good scout. He likes this kid. He paid him well, like double slot. And he's a high school kid who has basically he only had 23 at bats. So it's like, who cares about his stats? But he supposedly has a decent amount of power in the bat. Like Fangraphs, for instance, gives him a 55 game power and a 60 raw power grade.
That was a ground ball here. This is bad news. Look at this great camera angle of a solid 6-3 ground out.
Yeah.
There goes one.
Boom. There. He's a big kid, though. So 6'2", 215 from high school, right out of high school. So he's a big kid. But basically, he's here for pedigree. And because they paid him double slot.
He can catch the ball.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
You're only getting that video here.
I was way offline, this guy.
Yeah, that was not a good throw.
Doesn't pass the eye test.
Yeah. Yeah, not Ethan Salas defensively. So that is Ty Harvey. Number 16 is a guy you actually may have heard of. This first name is crazy. Kavares Tears, crying. So he's been around. I had him higher, I think, my last update, but he had a pretty bad year. 23-year-old outfielder, still in A-ball. He was drafted last year.
Here's the flip side of that. This guy gets majorly penalized for that. Way low at that 23-year-old. So.
Yeah, 23-year-old at A-ball. So he was drafted in 2024 out of Tennessee. And usually the guys who are drafted out of college, they'll be in A-ball for like a partial season and then move up pretty quick to high A or double A or whatever. But he was not good, so he spent the whole season at A-ball. 13 bombs, 6 steals. It's okay. Terrible 227 batting average. Contact rates were atrocious. So basically here, again, this is like a pedigree call where you're like, okay, this guy was good in college. At Tennessee, he had 20 bombs. His last year at Tennessee, junior year at Tennessee, hit 324. So, I mean, like in metal bats, how will it translate? Not good this year, but like I feel like he's a guy you give one more year to before you just completely write off because he was pretty solid in college.
But we're talking a lot about guys that wouldn't crack a top 20 in most any other team.
No, like none of these guys. Okay. That's just how bad the system is. Number 15 is Michael Salina. Salina might be the first guy who would crack one. He's kind of interesting. He was just drafted, so we're not going to have anything on him. 4th rounder. But this guy, this guy, he was drafted before Ty Harvey, but he only got $570,000 drafted in the 4th round. While Ty Harvey got 1.5 in the 5th round. So that's how much Preller likes Ty Harvey. Just a heads up there. This guy went to St. Bonaventure, so like I don't know what kind of competition he was against, but he had a 27% K- walk rate in college.
Okay, so, well, I like St. Bonaventure is bad. That is like a my buddy went there. I think it's D1, but it's like D1 AA or whatever. They play like Duquesne and all these other Western Pennsylvania schools, so that's not good.
Yeah, but he throws 102 miles an hour. So,
that's good.
Yeah. I mean, like he had a really good K- walk rate. So 27% is really good. Only 8% walk rate, 35% K rate. And basically he only throws 3 pitches right now. He's got a fastball, slider, changeup. And the slider, changeup are kind of meh, but he throws his fastball 102 miles an hour. So I feel like that alone is interesting enough that he may. This is a guy that could be like a 20 or a 19 or an 18 maybe in other orgs just because of the fastball.
102 miles an hour at St. Bonaventure. That would be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not far off from having guys like, not me, but if I were really good at baseball, I could have maybe gone, not whatever, you get it, like very, very low competition in the old A10 there. I've never even heard of a baseball player coming out of the A10. George Mason, Richmond, Rhode Island.
This is the thing. The dude is at least your major league reliever, probably. You know, he's going to, if you throw 102 miles an hour and your arm doesn't fall off, like you're going to at least get a shot in the bullpen at some point in time. So, that's enough.
What percent of people can throw 100 miles an hour?
Yeah. That's enough to get him on the list in this org. Okay. number, throw 100. You're on the list in the Padres org. Number 14 is Lamar King Jr. He's a catcher and a first baseman. Made it up to high A this year. He was really good at low A, struggled a bit at high A, but he has a pretty solid hit tool. So you pull up the F scores here. 103 hit tool is pretty solid. 99 power, 99 discipline, 108 speed. Kind of just like a dude, really. But 75% contact rate and a 103 hit means that he's getting to pretty good angles. So he's hitting 25% line drive rate at high A, and he's pulling the ball a lot. So almost a 48% pull rate at high A. So good launch, good angles, good quality contact with this, decent enough contact tool and some okay power, okay speed. Kind of makes him interesting. He's a catcher. If he's doing these things as a catcher, it makes him kind of interesting. If he's doing these things as a first baseman with a 99 power, then he's not interesting. So this is almost like where's he going to end up is whether or not he's going to be pretty interesting for fantasy. So 21 steals too. If you're stealing bags as a catcher, that's kind of interesting. As a first baseman with 21 steals and like subpar power, it's like, what are you then, James Loney? So
all right, I like this plot a lot. I need to show it more. It's on the box score dashboard. Home run rate versus stolen base attempt rate. Probably not super useful for guys on low A or whatever, but you can kind of see where these dudes line up. And like you said, he's out of the bottom left, which is what you want, especially from a catcher. So something to check out for people.
Yes. Number 13 on the list is David Corneal. You're going to spell this really weird spelling. Yeah. Deivid. And then last name is Coronil, Coronil. He's from Venezuela, and he played in the DSL. And he got a lot of money. So they paid him a lot of money. DSL guy. He was not good last year. But there's a lot of guys who come to the DSL, and they're really good in their age 18 season. So this may be a DSL repeat guy because he was so bad. But again, just like a lot of the other guys on here, he's on here for pedigree alone. And like basically there's nothing statistically that makes him interesting, except the fact that they paid him a lot of money as an international guy. And he has a lot of raw skills. Just nothing has really translated yet. So just keep him on the radar as a pretty interesting shortstop, switch hitting shortstop, 6'3" guy who's probably going to repeat DSL and might be like the Edgar Montero or something of next year for the Padres.
Okay.
All right. Number 12 is Brad Glee. We have so many weird names on this board. Instead of Bradley, Brad Glee Rodriguez. He actually debuted in the majors this year in the pen. He threw 7 innings. So this is a bullpen arm. He's in the major leagues at age 22. So there is some stuff to like here. Look at the F scores. 110 stuff, 105 control, 112 FERA. So pretty good stuff here from Brad Glee Rodriguez. You can see that he's a sinker guy, not a fastball guy. So we've got his arsenal up. Throwing the sinker 46% of the time, changeup 31, cutter 13. The changeup is the strikeout pitch for him, not the sinker. But the sinker has a 75% ground ball rate. So that's a sinker doing its job right there. Yep. Not going to strike guys out with it, but 75% ground ball rate on a sinker is pretty solid when he's throwing at 98 miles per hour on average. So interesting pen arm. Like, I don't think he's going to get a ton of Ks because his only strikeout pitch is the changeup. But I feel like this is your classic major league reliever who comes in to get the double play, and he's going to be really good at that. So I think he's going to be a good reliever.
High 90s for the fastballs. Yeah. I'm looking at very few pitches here, but four-seamer, sinker, changeup, it can work. Mix up the fastballs and put people away with the changeup, I suppose.
Yeah, 109 F stuff in the majors, so that's pretty solid in this debut here. So I think he's going to be a good reliever. Like maybe someday he closes. Maybe someday he gets another strikeout pitch besides the changeup, like develops a sweeper or something to go against the sinker. But I think for now he's just going to be a good run prevention reliever.
And the Padres, are they going to re-sign Robert Suarez or what? Because they do not have. Oh, I guess that's not true. They have.
Morhone could close, I guess, next.
What about Estrada? Is Jeremiah Estrada?
Yeah, they've got Estrada. They've got Morhone, and then there's Jason Adams. So they've got some good relievers still besides Suarez. But I expect Brad Glee to break camp for the team. So I don't know.
Okay.
If you're in a deep league and you need a reliever, you could do worse. So
you probably can you do much worse? I don't know. I got it. That's very very deep. Who are people taking in the Padres bullpen? So Suarez, the NFBC ADP dashboard here doesn't. It says San Diego, but Suarez is a free agent. But yeah, it looks like. I guess people are still thinking he'll be a closer wherever he ends up. But if it's not, if he goes somewhere else, then Estrada would be the guy. A nice ADP right now. You can take some shots on him, but maybe the Padres have eyes set on re-signing Suarez. Although I don't know, what would you really, if you're the Padres right now, do you really spend money on the bullpen with all these other?
No. You're trying to. If you're talking about you need money so bad that you have to trade Fernando Tatis Jr., then you don't waste money on a bullpen piece.
Yeah.
They need starters. Like use that money for a starter and just let Estrada close. Is what I would do.
So yeah, that's a screaming value then in NFBC right now. Estrada at 350.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. Next on the list, number 11 is another like really deep cut. It's a guy in A-ball, shortstop Jorge Quintana. He was an 18-year-old switch hitting shortstop, 6'2", 183 pounds. So really nice, big build. This is like your classic AJ Preller guy. Draft for tools. Let's see if you can develop it. If they pop a little, then you trade them to someone who can develop them better. That's basically what they do. He was okay last year in the minors. 243, 330. Yeah, 243, 339, 363. But he was 18 in A-ball. So, like take that with a grain of salt. He started in complex, but he had 26 steals, 4 bombs, 97 hit tool, 129 speed. So he's a big dude. He was actually not successful, though. You could see he's very aggressive on the base paths, 39% attempt rate, but only 64% success rate. So
this doesn't include
A-ball. That's only A-ball, not complex.
Right.
But 141 age adjusted WRC plus here because he was young for the level. But you gotta love this frame at 6'2", 183 pounds as a switch hitting shortstop. Like he's a big switch hitting shortstop, and I feel like they're just trying to replicate like the DeVries. Like they're really good at getting international guys. So there's another Venezuelan guy too. So Venezuelan shortstop has good projectable power and good projectable speed. And it'll just be interesting to see if the hit tool can develop around those things. So, because he does have tools. He is like, electric tools wise. You saw home run from him. And that was a Oppo. So, nice power there.
About the toughest place to hit a home run, I'd say, like opposite field's deepest part of the park. So,
yeah. So he's interesting, Jorge Quintana. Like if you're getting him now, he's probably owned in like 0 to 1% of leagues, even like deep leagues. But like, it's an interesting player to get that you can probably get in almost any league.
Bro, we're doing the 30 team startup MLB DW Dynasty draft is going to start in like over less than a month, and man, that is going to be something that's going to rock.
Yeah, this will be like your 20th prospect on your team or something. It's a nice guy to speculate on.
We're going to be starting. I mean, we're going to start as many people as the major freaking leagues do in a fantasy league. I've never even. I don't know. I thought this was for total weirdo sickos, but I'm like excited about it, but I'm also thinking there's no way it's going to go well for me.
It will expand your horizons. You'll literally have to know like every player and you'll be like me. You have to know every guy in every system. Number 10 is Romeo Sanabria, first baseman with the Padres, played last year in AA, so this year AAA. These first base types, he's at the point in his career where it's like, is he going to become a major league guy or is he going to be a quadruple A guy, right? Because it's like a first base hitter who doesn't have a ton of power, 6'3", 200 pounds though, so nice frame. And he's going into age 24 season in AAA. So this is like, I don't know, a Juan Yepes type part of his career. Like, is he going to make it? Is he going to be hanging on? Is he going to like, how much playing time is he going to get? But he could be in the majors at some point in the next year or two.
The comps on the top of Tim's head are all 2019 Cardinals. The one.
Yeah. Okay. What's that 32-year-old Nationals guy who popped up out of nowhere then, the first baseman a year ago?
Oh, yeah.
He had like one good year and then just like disappeared.
Right. Who was that?
Yeah. There you go. Whatever his name was.
Nationals 2023. People like actually thought he was good. It was Joey Meneses.
Joey Meneses. Yeah, there you go. This could be your
That's a
Joey
good one.
Meneses.
All right, you made up for it.
All right. So F scores, he's like across the board average. 99 power, 103 hit, 98 discipline, 86 speed for a first baseman is kind of standard. So he's kind of just a guy that might actually play and get you stats. So deep league, Romeo Sanabria.
Okay.
And you can see all the excitement in this wonderful system here. Number 9 is Clark Candiotti. I think he actually is related to the other the knuckleballer. What was his name when we were growing up in the 90s?
He was a pirate?
Tom Candiotti, right?
Oh.
Tom Candiotti, is that his name? There's like a knuckleballer.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's actually related.
Okay.
So Clark Candiotti, bring up his F scores here. He pitched this year in high A as a 24-year-old, 48 innings only, but he had a 15.1 K minus walk and a 3.45 JA ERA, 110 stuff, 92 control, 98 FERA.
His ass.
Yeah. Control is terrible. I think he's probably going to be a major league reliever. I think the stuff is good enough that he could be a major league reliever. But that's where we're at. It's just like
sounds like a situation where his dad made enough money where he can just kind of F off and play minor league baseball for a while and not have to worry about getting his life together.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He throws a mid-90s fastball, so it's like an okay fastball. His biggest pitch is his gyro slider. So we don't have the pitch level data because he hasn't pitched in A-ball, Florida State League, or AAA.
He's 25, dude.
Yeah, but he's got a good slider and a fastball. And he throws mid-90s. So like I said, I think he's a major league reliever. Clark Candiotti.
Nope. I decline that. This guy will not be a major league reliever.
You think the control is that bad?
What we need to start to do is write down predictions and just like populate this long
because will they make the majors?
Because we can't say anything here. Like if you and I have a real which I can't really disagree with because I don't know. I heard this guy 45 seconds ago and he started talking about him, but I would like to then be able to say Tim thought this guy could be a major league reliever and I said no. Let's check back in 3 years and see who was right.
We can. This is ChatGPT. Everything we're saying can be ChatGPT'd or Grokked or whatever into a dialogue, and then you can come back and scan it later. Yeah. So next on the list is outfielder Ryan Weidman. He was a 3rd-round pick this last year out of Western Kentucky. 6'5", 204 pounds. So we got a nice big boy outfielder here, and he was fed well because he's out of freaking Kentucky. So yeah. So Ryan Weidman didn't do too much because he was just drafted, but he did debut in A-ball, and he stole 11 bags. Interestingly, so we've got a huge dude, 6'5", 204, but the dude can run. So 11 bags, 1 caught stealing in 26 games. That's kind of interesting. The problem is his angles are terrible. So he had a 66% ground ball rate. You like that?
No, no, that's bad.
Yeah. But this is the weird thing is that he does have a lot of projectable power. So when he was drafted, baseball, I think it was Baseball America, gave him like a 55 on the power tool. So there is actually some power here. Like you would think from being a big dude. And he's notched exit velocities of up to 110. So he's had like 110 exit velocities before. But if he's fast, right? Obviously fast, and he can hit the ball far, nice. I like these things. And in college, last year in Western Kentucky, he hit 398, 466, 652. Crazy slash line with 10 bombs and 45 steals. So this is just another spec guy. Like this is just like all these Padres guys are like, it's like investing in small cap stocks. You're investing in dollar stocks.
Yeah.
All these guys are just dollar stocks.
Try to
maybe one of them turns it. Someday one of them might turn into an Nvidia. Maybe you'll get lucky. That's the hope.
But better to sell them before they take a little bit of profit, I guess. That's the other thing about dynasty stuff. Like
that's what Color does.
I talked to Doc and Matt Morris. No,
yeah,
what Matt is his name?
Yeah, Matt.
Good guy. I did their Dynasty Dingers podcast last year, I think, and it was like, yeah, because I was talking like, well, what's the point of even talking about this guy that will probably never make the majors? And they made the correct point that like playing Dynasty League isn't. If you have a guy, it's not all about getting major league stats from him. It's about getting a good return for him when the value peaks. I mean, it's like it is like similar to investing in the real world, I guess. You don't actually have to ever realize the major league stats. You can just use it to sell for something else or whatever. Just kind of use them all as trade chips. So that's
Yeah,
good.
here's a good one for you. I'm looking at my Robinhood right now. I bought 1,000 shares of Rocket Labs at like $2.18.
Yeah.
And today it's $46.53 a share.
Oh.
That was like a few years ago.
So you get rid of it, or were you?
No, I kept it. I never sell stocks. I just buy and hold. But yeah, Rocket Labs, baby. Ryan Weidman is your Rocket Labs.
Okay, I would, man. I'd be thinking about selling that bad boy. You made 50, what is that, like a 20 to 1? You said 2 to 4.
I don't know if I've sold Micron is like the only stock I think I've ever sold. I just buy and hold everything. Here's another example. I have Nvidia at an average cost of like $12.
Yeah.
It's like $180. And I have over 1,000 shares of Nvidia.
Wow.
So my Nvidia is worth well over $100,000. I'm not going to sell it. Just hold it.
Yeah, you wouldn't sell Nvidia right now with that.
Yeah. Well, also he was just on Joe Rogan yesterday. So the stock is up like 1% just because he was on Joe Rogan, probably. So
that is the entire U.S. economy depends on this AI thing, which nobody even understands or has any idea where it'll go.
It all depends on Nancy Pelosi because everybody's just copying her profile now.
Right. What's it called? The Magnificent Seven or something? There's 7 AI stocks that are basically holding everything out. It's not like it's anything new. Ever since the 90s, the whole economy has been based on tech speculation.
Yeah, before it was Google, Facebook, whatever, Apple, Microsoft, whatever.
Pets.com.
Whatever Jim Cramer called it.
Yeah.
Just do. I think opposite Cramer is better than the Pelosi stock. Just do the opposite of whatever Jim Cramer says. You'll be all right.
Oh, the Pelosi. Rest in peace, the Pelosi stock tracker. She is not running again, right? So we won't get that big.
Nope. Now you've got to do the what's the one eye guy? The guy with the one eye. That guy kills it. Crenshaw. The Crenshaw stock tracker. Yep. Yeah. Next on the list here, I give you some. I guess we should say this is not an investing podcast. Do not take our sue John if you buy Rocket Labs now and you
add it to the list of disclaimers. We are anti-Nazi. We do not like Adolf Hitler.
Shootings. We're anti-school shootings.
Right, school shootings are bad. Hitler's bad. The Adolfo guy from whatever team, we like him. Adolfo, he can stick. But yes, and then yes, we are not. Please do not invest based on our
number 7 is Humberto. Continuing with the weird names. Humberto, isn't that the guy from Lolita? Isn't that the weird? Is
that a movie?
File from Lolita? Isn't his name Humberto?
What's Lolita?
Oh God! Don't go down that Epstein rabbit hole.
Okay, sorry.
Someone will get that. Humberto Cruz, number 7 guy here, pitched at A-ball, and we're not calling Humberto Cruz a pedophile. Sorry, Humberto. Do not sue us. Humberto Cruz, 38 innings at A-ball in Complex League this last year, 10.5 K minus walk rate. Like nothing really sexy in the stats here, but he's got a 100 stuff, 106 control. And again, pedigree, dollar stocks here with the Padres is basically the whole thing. But Humberto Cruz throws about 100 miles an hour. So he throws he's usually around like 96, 97, but he can reach 100. And he has a slider and changeup. Slider is his big pitch. But he's a stuff guy. So he's known for his pitches, not for his pitching. He's still developing, but like he's got good stuff basically. So be on the lookout for this guy as a potential pop guy because the stuff is good. He just hasn't really translated it yet at this point in time.
You got me curious just to look back. This is the 2021 Padres, and I guess this exemplifies your point. In 2021, the top Padres prospects, I guess one of them stuck around, Campusano, but Gore, Abrams, Hassel, all 3 of them ended up with the Nationals in that Soto trade, right? Weathers, yep. Marcon. I guess I do remember Weathers as a Padre, but To Cupida Marcano, shout out to him, lifetime ban for betting on baseball. The original, the first guy to get the lifetime ban, at least in modern day, whatever, in the DraftKings era. But he was a pirate who was locked up. But you're right, like all the names that you've heard of here have not made any kind of. I can't be Sano aside. That's the game. They get them up and they trade them. Let's go back one. Let's do like 2018 just for fun. Do you know who the 2018 like top Padres?
Tatis and Gore was still there. Look at that. Cal Quantrill, Luis Arias. Not bad, man. Luis Arias. There's more.
You just said Cal Quantrill and not bad in the same thought.
Yeah, he turned into a major leaguer. Look at Joey Lucchesi.
Yeah, another bad example. I don't like
Esteury Ruiz. Look at Esteury Ruiz.
Logan
Anderson
Allen,
Espinosa was a complete bust. Tirso Ornelas is still there. Look, he's still in the minor leagues. We're going to talk about him later. Josh Naylor, yeah.
The gem there.
Yeah, Preller's a scout, man. Look, Chris Paddock, Andres Munoz.
David Bednar,
yeah, look at that. He's a stud. He's a good scout. He's good at scouting guys, finding guys, and then they go somewhere
else. How do they not have a picture of Eddie O? This guy's a major league, not anymore.
A side profile only.
I got excited about him.
Camera.
Anyway. All right, let's keep going. We're almost
number 6. This is a guy who will maybe be in my first base rankings because first base sucks for prospects. So does third base. But Kale Fountain in A ball is number 6. Kale, Kale. Yes.
Yeah.
Like veggie or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't eat vegetables.
Sure, you like some kale.
No, I don't eat vegetables at all. I'm caveman, man. I eat meat and fruit, and that's it. I'm a caveman diet guy.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Learn, watch and learn. Bull testicles and liver, and the only vegetables I'm eating, I think, is kitty, whatever.
Yeah, catnip.
Catnip. That's it. Kale Fountain. That's what happens when you talk about the Padres people. Kale Fountain, 20 years old, first baseman at A-ball, 6'5", 225 pounds. So big boy here. 1.7 mil out in the 5th round again. So this is a 5th round move for the Padres. They love to draft high schoolers and overpay them in the 5th round. Ty Harvey was last year, or 2025. Kale Fountain was the 2024 version. But he showed a pretty good hit tool, John. Good plate skills, at least. And he stole 21 bags with 3 bombs. He's going to get to more power. He only hit 226, but 100 score on the hit tool. So an average hit tool for a first baseman with a big dude who's going to come into power eventually. And he's pretty athletic if he's stealing bags at a 90% clip, 24% aggressiveness here, 115 speed score. So I don't know. I think he's an interesting dude, big dude who could come into more power with his average hit tool and some speed for first base. And first base, like I said, for prospects ain't great. So I like Kale Fountain, 75-ish contact rate between multiple levels, 77 at A-ball.
Yeah, don't have those lower level stuff. Just the F scores are just based on those 148 A-ball plate appearances. So, but okay.
So Kale Fountain is actually an interesting name. He's a guy who's like not a penny stock. He's maybe like a $10 stock. Like there's a little more there. Number 5.
We just objectify these human beings here. This is so.
That's what you're supposed to do. It's a baseball's business, baby.
Yeah.
Number 5, fantasy baseball is a business, baby. Number 5, Tirso Ornelas. I'll draft the steroid guys, and I'll draft Marcelo Ozuna. I don't care. Number 5, Tirso Ornelas, outfielder who will play this year in the majors. Like I thought he was going to play last year.
Right. I thought he was going to make that. Didn't he make the team last year?
He did play. And I thought he was going to be like a starter for them last year, but then they signed. So I can't remember who they signed. They signed Carlos or Oscar Gonzalez, and then instead of playing Tirso, and then they traded for Ramon Laureano. So
yeah, he got 16 plate appearances in April and nothing else.
Yeah, so Ornelas in only 82 games, so half of a season last year, hit 289, 384, 450. So good slash with 10 bombs and 7 steals in half a season. So you extrapolate that, you got in the season before, he's played a full season in the minors, had 23 bombs and 7 steals. So you got a 2010 guy here, 2010 outfielder. Like he's pretty good. He's going to be 26 next year, so there's no reason to keep him in the minors. Bring up his F scores. F scores like him.
Yeah. I drafted him last year for sure. I thought he was
so 106 hit, 106 power, 102 hit, 108 discipline, 92 speed. 103 grade. He's slightly above average. Like this is a major league guy. 80% contact, 89% zone. Like this is a good hitter. with some power and a little bit of speed. He could be a 2010 guy if he gets run. So he should break camp. Like,
has a 2.4% barrel rate. What's that about?
I don't know. That's not good, but he's got good EVs.
16% air pull.
105.2 90th, 112 max. So he's got good EVs. Like, I like Ornelas. I think he should get a shot.
I will say that my barrel rates are not from MLB because the minor league play-by-play data doesn't classify that. They don't tell you if it was a barrel or not. So I made a little like simple regression model that guesses at it. So my minor league barrel rates never match other sources. And I don't know, seeing this makes me wonder if it's not like totally jacked in some instances, because you're right, like not bad EV at all and a high air pull rate. Not a huge problem in ground ball rate yet, a 2.4 barrel rate. So I guess I'd ignore that and trust this stuff more than that.
He's solid. He's not going to be a star. It's like buying Pepsi. So here we'll objectify him a little more. This is your dividend stock, Tirso Ornelas. But this is your Rio Tinto. It's a 10% dividend, Rio Tinto. Tirso Ornelas. Guaranteed to start next year, more or less.
Who's in the outfield? Like, did they lose? I mean, what's the Padres? Let's look this.
They're going to trade Tatis. He's going to take his.
No, they're not. They have to sell some
rumors.
He's in there at DH right now.
Yeah, boom.
Laureano, I guess he still plays. So certainly against lefties, Laureano will be in there every day. Maybe Merrill, safe, Tatis.
3M baby, PPG. This is your dividend stock.
Hey, you have some PPG stock, Tim? I might just get fired for the thing I said at the beginning of this, showing off my way I'm not working, but that's who I am. Actually, I don't even want people to know that. I don't want people to know who I work for, because yikes.
Yeah,
I'm in trouble.
I just named 3 companies. They can guess. No, number 4 is.
Did you even know? Did you even know that that's who I work for?
Yeah, you told me.
Okay.
You've told me before.
Well, you remember stuff. You're a good friend. How about that?
Yeah, I have a very good memory. Even though I screw around a lot and pretend like I'm dumb, but I'm actually really smart.
Cool.
Number 4 is Cruz Schoolcraft. This dude has a cool name. It's Cruz with a K. Schoolcraft.
That is a cool name.
You should put him up on YouTube, John, because he was their first round pick. He's like basically the lefty version of Jacob Misiorowski. Okay. 6'8", 229 pounds, ridiculous extension. He was drafted out of high school, throws 100 from the left side, and has a big time slider too. I think the big concern with Schoolcraft is going to be the command, because these big guys like usually have like crazy iffy command. So I guess like a really good comp would be Noah Schultz, because Noah Schultz is also a giant lefty who throws fastball, slider, changeup, so very similar repertoire. So I think that would be a good comp for him. Like, everyone's going to comp those guys to Randy Johnson because he's a freak of nature.
Right. You don't see too many. Like,
blow up a bird first, then we'll call you Randy.
Right. You don't see too many big lefties like having success in the majors, but the ones you do are like extremely good, right? I mean, Sale comes to mind. Obviously, Randy Johnson, Cole Raggins now, and then Nick Lodolo. Not quite a dominant pitcher, but tall lefty. So. Yeah, you definitely have a big advantage if you can command the ball. You don't need nearly as much stuff when you have that kind of release point and that kind of height that people haven't seen very often.
I would say in the system for fantasy, he has the highest ceiling. So even though there's 3 guys I have ranked ahead of him, he has the highest ceiling, but he's a high school pitcher. So the odds of him getting Tommy John before he debuts is probably like 40% or something like that. Not to, knock on wood so that I don't jinx him, but just be careful with high school pitchers. So number 3 is a guy who's much closer to the majors, Miguel Mendez. You can pull up F scores on him because he's pretty close. I mean, pretty sure he was AA last year. Let me pull that up real quick. He might actually start this year because the Padres have no starters. They have like nobody in their rotation, but he had an 18.2 K- walk rate last year. Swing strike rate 17.6. So that's amazing. Swing strike rate. A 309 JAERA. F scores love him. 109 stuff. 106 control. 106 FERA. So Miguel Mendez is actually very under the radar. Like, a lot of people don't even know who this guy is. And he's above average across like all F scores. So like, I've never heard anybody else in prospect circles talk about him. Like, I've not heard Baseball America talk about him. I've never heard like Cross and Clegg talk about him. But this dude's super interesting, and he's really close to the majors. And it's not like his stuff sucks. He has a fastball that he throws in the high 90s and can touch 100. So like, it's not like his stuff sucks. He's got a really nasty slider. That's a gyro slider. It's just like sinking gyro slider, basically. He's got a changeup too, but basically he's big time fastball slider guy. But I really like Miguel Mendez as a under the radar. This is like a sneaky, this is like your sneaky under the radar guy. Like this is probably John. We'll do some like sleepers or whatever. Like I'll do you'll do your major league sleepers. I'll do minor league sleepers. This is going to be a minor league sleeper, Miguel Mendez with the Padres.
Okay. I like it.
Yep. Really safe bet in my mind.
If he hits, we can claim him. We need some of these guys that you were on that other guys weren't, and that hit, and then we can say, hey, we had this guy and they didn't.
Yeah, Dylan Beavers is number one, man. Beavers is like my freaking guy. So number two, Ethan Salas. So Ethan Salas, you already mentioned at the beginning of the pod. He's been around forever. He got hurt last year, so he didn't play. People already have prospect fatigue on Ethan Salas.
I swear he was getting drafted in redraft leagues 2 years ago.
That's because he was 17 years old playing in AA. Like what?
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're Juan Soto, you're not playing AA as a 17-year-old.
He went right from like SpongeBob to pro baseball.
Even Leodalis DeVries and Sebastian Walcott, who are like the newest guys in this age to level category. You see, look at that age adjusted WRC plus 170. So he was 19 last year, and everybody already has prospect fatigue on him. He only played in 10 games last year. He got hurt, so like his stats last year don't matter. But he has really good plate skills. So he walks. He doesn't strike out a lot. So really good plate skills. Hit tool is probably like average for a catcher. You see a 100 hit tool. I kind of agree with that. And I think that he could get into plus power eventually. 6'1", 185 pounds. Like I think there's more power in the tank. His BPs, if you ever watch some of his BPs, are pretty good. He's got good contact rates. So like I think once he develops, he's going to be really good. There's just major prospect fatigue because he's been around for a long time. And the funny thing is, like most catchers usually I feel like debut at like age 24, 25. He might debut at 21 or 22, and everyone is going to be sick and tired of him at that point because that's still like another 2 years.
He's been picked once this year in early drafts. People aren't buying it.
Yeah. The other thing is he's like a potential gold glover behind the plate. So like he's always been known for being like a ridiculously good defensive catcher. Like when he was like 16, everyone was talking about how amazing he is defensively. So that means he's going to play a lot because even like who's that guy with the Guardians who is like the worst hitter of all time?
Austin Hedges.
Yeah, Austin Hedges. Austin Hedges still gets deals, and he's like the worst hitter of all time just for his glove. So Ethan Salas is a much better hitter than Austin Hedges, and he'll play. So like this,
we'd be betting on his. He'll make a lot of money, but he won't necessarily ever be a fantasy baseball great player.
Yep, exactly. Like he might be good. He'll be drafted in your NFBC leagues because you have two catchers. Like no matter what, just because he's going to play. But
he's not this year, so people don't want
his injury last year was his back, and Preller has come out and said he's 100% now. So he'll be 100% for next year. Probably play the whole year at AA. Would be my guess.
Okay. So you don't think
that's number 2?
You don't think he'll be the major league catcher this year?
No. I think they're going to probably bring somebody in. They'll have to bring somebody in.
That's the problem, man. You start talking about, like, I almost feel bad for the guy that he was getting talked about at 17 years old. Like,
yeah.
It to me, if you asked me before this, you'd be like Ethan Salas. I'd be like, well, people thought he was good, and then now he's a bust. But like, no, he's just been so freaking young that
I don't know. Just look at the age adjusted WRC plus. That's why we have that now. So now you can look at a guy and be like, oh, he's just really freaking young for where.
But he could hit 100, do nothing, and still have a decent number there, just because he gets the automatic.
He's
like,
so young. Yeah,
30, 40.
Yeah. What? Just for kicks, what is his brother? Bring up Andrew Salas. He played this year at 17. He was barely 17 years old. In Jupiter here at high A the whole year. 157 age adjusted. Look at that.
These guys' parents must have a connection to get these young teenagers. 17. Yeah, 17.
So what they did, I think that they went to they live in Miami, I want to say, and then they went to Puerto Rico just so their kids could classify as international, so that they could like and they did their GED or whatever and graduated high school early, so they could.
There's definitely some system hacking going on here to have 2 kids in their teens.
I want to say that they're like from Miami. They're American. They're like born in America, but then they like went to Puerto Rico.
Their dad's got to have some.
There's a third one too. There's
dirt on some people. Is he a catcher too? Or are these all?
Yeah, I think Jose is a catcher. But Andrew Salas is not. He's a second baseman, shortstop, center fielder. Really good. I love him, man. I saw him like 20 times this year, if not more.
Rest in peace. We're getting dark. Looks like they had a brother pass away.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, let's get to number one. Let's get positive. Number one, Cash Mayfield. Cash Mayfield is also very underrated just because he's on the Padres. His name's Cash with a K, so cool name. Probably way cooler than Cash Patel. Cash Mayfield here. Starting pitcher for the Padres.
What size jacket? What size jacket does he wear?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think people will even get that one.
No, I do because I know we had to wait an hour or whatever for the press conference.
That's probably not true. Just like the thing you see the football thing with that Giants defensive end rookie. Like apparently, the fake report was that he was benched in the first quarter because he was watching porn in the team meeting.
Yes.
And that was just totally false. I mean, it's too bad what we do to people with fake reports, but.
Yeah,
Cash Mayfield.
Bring up his up scores. Put his up scores.
I thought I did already. Sorry.
No.
Here you go.
So Cash Mayfield is number one. 118 F stuff, 111 F control, 115 F ERA. So those are all phenomenal. Even better than my boy Miguel Mendez. 237 JA ERA, and he was their first rounder last year before Cruz. So the 2024 year, he was their first rounder. 15.1 swing strike rate and a 24.2 K minus walk. So the dude throws mid-90s fastball. He's got a killer changeup is his main pitch. We don't have the Arsenal data because his A ball was unfortunately in Arizona or California or wherever the heck he plays, or Carolina, wherever he plays instead of in Florida. And then he throws a slider too, which is more like a slurvy slider. So I kind of wish he would change the slider to be more like how Thomas White did, change his slurvy slider. There you go. Look at that. Here's some Cash. Whoa, look at that. I don't know if I'd call that a slurve. It's more like he does a second slider. So he's got 2 sliders. He's got one that's more like a sweeper, and then he's got one. Yeah, see, that one was like a sweeper. And then he's got one that has more like two plane break instead of just horizontal.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep. But 6'4", 200 pounds. I like Cash Mayfield. This is a top 150 guy. This is the only guy in their entire system that is top 150 in my prospect ranking.
And he's number 4 on the major league list. So what's that?
He's underrated, man. Look, they got Humberto all the way at number 3 on the MLB. Come on.
Yeah, you do not follow this list. Tim certainly doesn't like start with this list and then make adjustments. Yours are often.
I don't look at anybody, man. Literally all I do is I pull up the system and I see who did good. I put them on a giant list of like 50 guys, and then I move them around on how I like them and go through the F scores and stuff like that. Watch a video and I move them around on how I like them. I don't look at anybody else's lists.
But don't expect anybody other than Salas, I guess, to like actually stay on the Padres. You think some of these guys are?
Yeah. Well, maybe one of the pitchers between Cruz, Schoolcraft, and Cash Mayfield. They probably trade one and keep one.
They need somebody. Let's pull that back up. The rotation right now looks so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And we don't expect them to sign King again. Pavetta, okay, like not a bad one too if Musgrove gets back.
Kyle Hart, number 5.
Yeah, those are 3.
And Randy Vasquez is their number 3. Miguel Mendez, man, he's going to pitch this year in this rotation. Just watch.
Mason Miller, is there any update on that of them making him a starter? Seems like
there's rumors they should. I mean, they're paying him a lot. I mean, they paid a lot for him. They paid one of the best prospects in baseball, so they probably should. But see, we didn't even talk about him. We were just talking about Estrada closing, and didn't even bring up Mason Miller.
Oh yeah, geez.
Like you don't need Suarez at all. Look at that bullpen. That's actually a really good bullpen.
Dang, we sound like idiots then. That's my fault. Something happened with the script.
Yeah,
he's not in here.
Or maybe your robot is already assuming he's going to start. So
he's just not in here.
Mason Montgomery. Yeah, he's not even there. What the heck?
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, it's a work in progress here. So
all right. So that's the end of the podcast. That's the Padres. You've got a few interesting guys, and then a bunch of $1 penny stocks. So have fun with that. Hopefully If you listen to this, you get a few penny guys and you can bet on in super deep leagues. So that's the Padres system, worse than baseball. You got John at John PGH. You got me at Fantasy Ace Ball. Give us a follow. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube. And even better, please review the podcast. It would be awesome if you can do reviews. That'd be super cool if you want to review.
I'd rather them become paid subscribers of MLBDataWarehouse.com.
Oh,
so
I didn't get there yet. That's
okay.
number one, man.
All right.
That's intuitive, because if they don't, then they're not going to get all the tools that we just talked about. And someone in their league will, and then they're going to beat their ass. It's going to be a good old-fashioned Kentucky farm, just like some of these guys, beat down. A Ryan Weidman, West Kentucky farm, beat down if you don't get it, because someone else in your league will. So make sure you keep up, subscribe to MLB Data Warehouse. Got anything else, John?
That's it. It's December. It's team previews roll on, a lot of different stuff. So we're really pumping out the content. But ways to go. Thanks again to Tim. And I'll wrap it. I'll send us out. How about that, everybody? Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you next time.
Peace out.